Steven Narks with Narcoleptic Customs. I'm telling my race week stories. Am I clearing that exhaust?
Yep.
Yeah, you could do. Just let it roll back and sit on the fleet.
Right through the radiator.
Yeah, that's what I was like, I ain't. Seems pretty balanced. Yeah. A guy that went with me is Blake Bowman. He's from Manila, Arkansas. He got to go with me on race week as my co-pilot, and we had a great time. Took the little MG, the Adamant. First story is probably the first night we get there. Car ran like a 14.9 or something like that. Had fuel issues, and, trash and stuff like that all over the line. Do our run, and then our guy that we were riding or like driving, convoying with, Jonathan Stonecipher, he ran his Nova. Had some problems with the alternator, I think, when we were trying to leave at like midnight. We go over to Travis Cannon. They went back and forth a little bit, and then Stonecipher finally called it. He wasn't going to drive to Dallas. He wasn't going to continue. When he made that call, it was about 2:45 in the morning, so it was late. We've been up since about 7. Me and Blake looked at each other, and we were like, "Let's go." So we jumped in the car and headed to Dallas. Drove all the way down that morning, night, whatever you want to call it. I think we got there about 6:45, maybe before 6. I don't really know. I don't remember anymore. But the funniest thing is, like, we were driving. We're probably 30, 45 minutes out of Dallas. Blake's been asleep for a little bit. I was running, and we put the last can of E85 in. So my car's only got like a 5-gallon tank, maybe 6, and we only had 11 gallons on us. So it's like, 15, 16 gallons. So not a whole lot, but we made it all the way down there. But we're on the last tank. We've got it filled up about, like I said, about 30, 45 miles out of Dallas. I start nodding off. It's probably 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning. We were like, it was rough. So he's over there just beating the crap out of me, trying to keep me awake. Finally, I stay awake till we make it all the way to Buc-ee's in Dallas. We take our picture like we're supposed to, and then we roll over in this corner of Buc-ee's parking lot, and we sleep in the car, which is a tiny car. Seats don't recline. You got nothing. It's just hard seats, a little bit of cushion, and that's all the room you got. So I stayed in the car for about 30 minutes. He slept the whole time in the car. I don't know. He's about 6'3". He's a little bit taller than I am. But the passenger's got a little bit more leg room than I do. He slept in the car. I slept about 30 minutes in the car, and then I just crawled out and slept right on the concrete, used the curb as my pillow for about another 30, 45 minutes. So it was about the most rest we had that day. Made it out of there barely without getting wet. I guess when we were leaving Dallas, you could see the storm coming. You could see the rain and everything coming. It was right before dark, and I was like, hey, man, we got to go if we're going to beat the rain. We kind of packed up pretty quick, and we left, and we were watching the radar, and, you see all the lightning. We're going through downtown Dallas. It's like, man, we're going to get hit. Like, I don't have a top. All we have is the hood of the car on the roof, which has a 5-inch hole in it for the hood stack and stuff like that. So, like, we were going to get hit. We were watching the radar on our phones. We wanted to get a hotel or we wanted to eat or something. It was like, hey, if we keep going, we're gonna slide right through all this rain. We got to, I guess, Plano. It started raining, so we were like, all right, we got a little bit. We pulled in under an overpass that was 100 feet tall. They're tall, and you see all these other guys go by. Well, they got wipers and hoods and windows and all that other stuff. I didn't have any of that. So we waited there for a little bit. It stopped raining, and we hit the road again. So we got wet just a little bit, but no rain suits were needed, and made it out of there barely without getting wet. I got mad when it broke up, so I put it to the floor, and it broke my throttle cable. So second day in Tulsa was our only other problem. Really, our only other problem on the whole trip. I think it was me or us and Nico and Jared Quinn, I think. And we were all at the hotel, and we were sitting there, and I'm trying to do test runs on the car, trying to get the boost figured out because I've been over boosting, I've been fuel capping, doing whatever. Something's always been wrong. So I don't know. It's probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. We're running back and forth down this little on ramp or down this little service road. We make an adjustment. I can't remember the guy's name that drives the green Gremlin. We were talking to him. He told us what we were doing wrong, which is fine. I love that. It fixed my problem. Got my boost under control. We did that and did 2 more test runs. And on the last test run, I got mad when it broke up. So I put it to the floor and it broke my throttle cable. I think it was O'Reilly's or AutoZone. I think it was AutoZone. It was probably 2 blocks away. First thing in the morning, I get up and go get my little scooter and ride it all the way to AutoZone and get my throttle cable, get back. It's a little short, but it worked for the rest of the time, and it's still in the car now. So one reason I like the Race Week 2.0. 2.0 is like all the guys that we have met. In 2021, I did Road Week, and this year I got to drive or get to race this year. Talked to Jason Hurley. He let me borrow a fire jacket the first day. Tom and Blaine Start. They let me use their arm restraints because I didn't know I needed those. Just other than that, like just the people you don't hardly ever talk to throughout the year, they still remember you when you get there. And they'll still do whatever they need to do to help you out, which is awesome. I know a lot of people talk shit about my car. So about how slow it is, I get it. I totally understand. I was super mad about it. And but it's self-inflicted. Fuel tank was clogged up, or fuel lines were clogged up with rust. This was my first time running E85, and it's like a 1970 model gas tank. So I ate a bunch of that stuff up, and so now I got all that figured out. And last weekend we did a charity drive or charity race, and I got down to like a 13.2. We'll continue to get better, but trying to get on my boost and everything controlled. So haters stay away.